So a lot of people are like, oh, I'm just I'm just like such an ugly duckling, and they're actually very beautiful. I think every woman is beautiful. Like I'm constantly looking at and complimenting women, and like, so
we're all divinely unique and gorgeous beings, but we talked about how like a lot of people have this like view of themselves that they're less than what they truly are, and me and Juliet have the opposite of that. Where we're like, I am the most gorgeous creature on the planet Earth.
And I also think I'm really tall.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not.
I am pretty tall, so that just is true.
I think I have the best body. I don't.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Goddess Hangs.
Episode 34.
Woo! We've got special guest Boo Girl sitting in Juliet's lap.
Yes, you almost can't even see her because we are matching today. But she's extremely cuddled in, taking a little nap, and I feel very honored.
She's really grasping onto Juliet's chest right now.
Yeah, she's like, if I am not grabbing your boob, this is not a real nap.
Boo says, I'll never let go, Juliet.
Oh,
I'll never let go.
Let's remind our beautiful listeners of what Boo's full name is.
Oh, if you're new here, Boo is just a nickname. Her full name is Boobies McGee Olsen. And just to remind you all, my name is Sadie.
My name is Juliet. Obviously.
Oh
my God, Mr. Cat is hugging himself with his hands.
And Mr. Cat is in the corner sleeping with his paws in like this.
Oh God. This is just a wonderful cat-tastic
This is a cute
day.
episode. Freaking cuties.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to cuties. Cheers to being cute.
So if you're new around here, or newer, welcome to Goddess Hangs. This is our fun podcast where we talk about all things magic, mindset, manifestation. We make it relatable and fun because we're learning right along with you. And we are also best friends who are also both psychic mediums, which is like a newer development of the past 12 months. And it continues to blow our minds. And so we are sharing our journey along the way.
Oh, I have something in my eye.
Oh.
I was just going to say August.
to use.
And I'm just like over here blinking with like making weird faces. I think an eyelash fell in my eye. I was gonna say, isn't August our kind of like psychic anniversary? So we need to have a psychic birthday party.
Oh my God, a 1-year anniversary.
Your birthday. Oh, Vegas is our psychic anniversary.
Vegas. Viva Las Vegas.
Did we tell them that we're going to Vegas?
I don't think so. Oh, you guys, guess what?
Or maybe we did, but you get to hear it again.
We're going to Vegas.
Okay, so you all know that a few weeks ago we did the Rose Bowl flea market, which is like the biggest flea market in the US, I believe, or at least in California, I think.
Yes.
And like we're a podcast and we're thinking of how do we market ourselves, and it's not the typical thing to do to go market yourselves by buying a booth at a flea market if you're a podcast. But
right.
I had this intuitive nudge and I was like, Juliet, I know this sounds a little weird, but we need to book a booth at a flea market and just do like 5-minute little like 1-card readings, which turned out to be like 6-card readings in 20 minutes, but they were amazing. But anyways, long story short, I felt like we were going to meet someone particular there, and that's what happened. We met this amazing woman at the booth next to us, and a few weeks later, here we are. We've booked a huge show in Vegas to be a little event activation with them. So we're going to Vegas. Goddess Hangs are going to Vegas,
we're so
freaking excited. It's huge.
We have a fun road trip planned, which is essentially just the drive to Vegas. I keep telling Victor, because he's going to drive with us, I'm like, there's just so much to do on the way to Vegas. He's like, I wouldn't say there's so much to do.
Have you driven there? I love that gigantic gas station. I will tell you, it's when you're almost to Vegas.
Oh.
And it advertises that it's got like 97 pumps. And I'm like, why wouldn't you just add 3 more and have 100? That's a nice solid number.
Oh my God, we have to stop at that gas station.
But the inside, one, it's got really clean, nice bathrooms, and there's just every snack you could imagine.
Oh my God.
It's really fun in there. It's really big. And I'm probably going to make your expectations way bigger than what it actually is, but I love it. I love road trip junk food.
So I want to stop at the 7 Magic Mountains, those like colorful rocks that are all piled up. Have I shown you a picture of that?
No, I don't
put
remember
it in
that.
our shared Pinterest thing.
Oh, okay. I'll look
So
at
we'll
it.
circle back. And I want to... Is Calico on the way to Vegas? It's the ghost town.
Oh, if there's a ghost town, we can go
We
out of
have
the
to
way.
go. I think it is. I think it's absolutely, yes, I know for a fact it's on the way to Vegas. You pass by and it's like Old Calico Ghost Town. And I think it's like $8 per person to, I mean, this was years ago. Maybe they've upped their rates. They certainly could. It was like $8 a person to get in. And when we went, we happened to have people like sleeping in the back, like lying down. So they only saw the two of us in the front. They're like, so $16. And we're like, yes. We just went right in. But it's very cool and old, and it was like a mining town, and then everybody just left and all the buildings stayed, and there's a cemetery and it's a whole thing.
Ooh, I can't
So
wait
maybe
to
we'll
go.
stop in Calico.
I'm down.
Picture's gonna be like, no, can we just
Every
get to
20 minutes,
Vegas?
we're like, Victor, pull over.
The biggest gas station that I've been hearing all about.
That one's worth it.
Yeah, no, I mean, if I had to choose between Ghost Town or the 97 pump station, like,
Well,
it
we'll
might be the
both have
gas
something
station.
to show each other on the way there.
So we're going to go to Vegas. We're going to be doing readings for the participants and the vendors at the Magic Fashion Expo in in Las Vegas at hotmail.com. I keep messing up. But yeah, we're really excited. So we'll be there, I think, on the Monday and the Tuesday of the convention for a couple hours.
Yep.
If you happen to be attending, we would love to do a reading for you.
Yes, we're so excited.
And then the rest of the time, we're just gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna have
go
a little
swimming. We're gonna go in the MGM Lazy River.
Oh yes!
Can't wait. Me and Craig are big Lazy River people. We love it.
Oh my gosh! I'm going to become one. I can't.
And the
wait.
MGM has the best one. We've tried them quite a few. MGM, some of them are too fast or too slow, and some of them aren't big. You know, it's boring because they're like too small and you go around too many times. Or they don't have any landmarks along the way. The MGM is a nice length, a nice speed, and it has a waterfall detour that you can go in a little pool area and then hop right back. You can wrestle in the waterfall for a while, and then you can hop back into the lazy river. It's really nice.
Oh my stars!
I should be a lazy river reviewer. That's gonna be my side hustle.
This trip is sponsored by MGM Lazy River.
We've got to get the lazy river girl here to review our.
So we cannot wait. That'll be in the beginning of August. And then there's whisperings about another trip in September, but we won't say what that is quite yet. But yeah, Sadie decided for us that we were going to go to the Rose Bowl, and I said, all right. And bless you. 6, 7.
Ooh, I haven't sneezed on the podcast yet. I don't think. I always sneeze in like groups
It's always
of 10.
7s or 8s. When we
Yeah,
used to
it's
work
usually 7 or
together,
8.
I would like wait till at least the 7th one happened before I said bless you. Because some people would just say bless you, bless you, bless you, and I was like, that's gotta be annoying.
It stresses me out because I feel pressure to stop sneezing. So I'm like, I want you to stop, but yeah, I prefer if you just wait for a few to pass and then you can say bless you.
At least
So
they are
thank you.
cute sneezes. My sneezes are not cute. Like, you know when like a really old man sneezes? Sort of what I have going on. Anyways, so we're gonna go to Vegas. Oh, I wish we could bring Boobies McGee.
I know. I always want to bring her everywhere.
Put her in a little backpack. Oh, she snored. She said, I like that.
She says, if I get to be in your backpack, Juliet. Oh, you're so
She's
cute.
very tender today. But yeah, what's been new with you, Sadie?
Oh my God, usually you go first. I took notes this week because I'm always like, I don't know. And then throughout the week, I was like, you know what? I'm going to just write stuff down. Okay. Okay. First thing. Boo has been creeping me out lately because she's been seeing some ghosts in my room.
Okay.
She used to, in our kitchen at one corner, always be looking around, and it was freaky, and we were like, oh, that's weird. But she stopped. And then I think it started on Sunday night.
Okay.
I was home alone, Craig was still away on tour. He came home on Monday. So Sunday night, Boo and I have this ritual when we go to sleep when Craig's not home, that she kind of, I kind of like lay on my side, and she's kind of, and I have my little arm around her, you know, and she's laying on the bed next to me. And so I had just turned out the light, and I kind of turn over to wrap my arm around her, and after like a few moments she flinches and she's like looking around like she sees something, and she could have been dreaming or something, but it was like and I went, oh, and I turned the light back on to see if there was like a bug or something in the bed, and there's nothing. She just got so scared, and then I calmed her down and we went back to sleep. And then I was having nightmares that night. Ooh. And I kept like waking up out of the nightmare. It wasn't like it was kind of a silly nightmare. I can't remember the name of the movie that I saw recently, but it was like basically a movie about these kids like somehow go through a portal and then they're stuck in a horror movie, and it's kind of like a homage to like all of the OG big cult classic horror films. And they're like, how do we get out of this? Like, this is unreal, whatever. And they have to finish the movie, right? So that was like my dream, and it was like Chucky was in my dream and Jason Voorhees was in my dream. So it wasn't anything like scary, like I was dreaming about like a bad spirit or something. I was having a silly scary dream, but it was scary. But it was just weird because I don't have nightmares really, and I was having this nightmare, and it's probably because she got so spooked. So then I finally kind of like pull myself out of it and go back to sleep normal. It was basically lucid dreaming. I kept waking up and falling back into the same dream, and I was like trying to force it, and then I'd be dreaming something I chose to, but then the horror stuff would come be a part of it. Was so weird. But anyways, finally get back to sleep, and then that morning, Monday morning, she was laying on me. She always lays on my chest in the morning. She's just looking all around, and she starts kind of like prowling like she's hunting like a bug or something, which she does, but there's nothing. I'm looking around so much to try and see what she sees, and her eyes are all big and dilated, you know, when the cats hunt, so she's got these big black eyes, and she's just watching something and like really fast, and then she flinches sometimes and goes like this.
Okay, so she saw something.
And then every night now she does that, and in the mornings, and she's looking like this, and then she goes like this, like something's playing with her.
Whoa.
It's so scary. What's happening?
Nothing.
What did you see?
No, I think it was just the bubbles in your drink, but it caught my eye. Sorry. Now I'm on edge.
So I don't feel anything bad, so it might just be something playful that's like, but it's creepy because she's looking around and then she's flinching like she's scared, but I don't feel anything. And I've smoke cleansed the room. I've done my like prayers and rituals. I cleansed all the protective crystals around our bed and charged them and redid that. But I had it. So then the next night too, the second night, like I had a nightmare again, and I can't really remember that one, but it's just weird. Like I'm having bad dreams, and she's been looking at this nothing, like there's something there. So she's really freaking me out. I don't know if you can ask her, animal whisperer, what she's seeing.
Okay, but I'll try.
It's been really creepy, and I don't know, but nothing else is happening, and I don't feel like actually like scared or anything, even though she's being kind of. So I asked the spirit, I was like, can you please stop scaring my cat? If you're not here to do any harm, you're welcome to stay, but you know, I would ask you to leave respectfully if this isn't like your space, and please don't scare my cat and whatever. So I don't know what's going on there, but it's been pretty spooky.
Well, it's just she never puts her hand on my little heart like this, or her little hand on my normal sized heart. So it does feel like, I don't know, she's trying to share something. I'll see if I can get to the bottom of it.
I have a lot of stuff, so you can zone out for a while if you want and just try and talk to her.
Okay, keep going. I'll try to communicate with Boo.
Okay, so the other big thing that happened this week is that I sold my car.
Oh, goodbye, car.
We can put a video up. I took a video of myself crying with my car because I thought this is kind of funny. I was bawling crying because one, it was my mom's car that I started driving right after she passed away. And then my dad just let me keep it. I drove this car across the country from Wisconsin to California to move here. You know, whatever I could fit in that car, that's what I moved here with. And then I've just been through a lot. That's been my car since I like lived in California. So living in Santa Barbara, moving to LA, when I was commuting basically an hour and a half each way to like the job we both worked at, and like the commute was so draining, but also like I had so much fun in those commutes because like I would like, I would listen to Hamilton nonstop and like make it a party. So I just like had like, I spent so much time in that car commuting and driving across the country and all this stuff. And it was my mom's. And I meant to grab the note. I was going through to get every little bit of stuff out of the car because I just sold it to a dealership, and I'll explain why. But I found lots of stuff with my mom's name on it in there. Just she had put like old oil change receipts and stuff in there, so that was bringing up a lot of emotion too. But then it's so funny. So I found this handwritten note in there, and some of the stuff on it were like kind of like inspirational phrases, and then there was like really random stuff on it, like one of them was like United North Championship and something else. So it was very confusing to me at first. I was like, this is a cryptic ass note, Mom, like there's like these and then I realized, I remember her telling me this before, but I don't think she worded it as like, oh, this is how I'm manifesting. I don't think the word manifesting was used. But this was a trick that my mom used, was to write. It was basically a spell to like write stuff you wanted. So I think the championship thing was for like one of my brother's basketball tournaments. Like she was manifesting a championship for them. And then there was like, when you feel emotions, allow yourself to cry, and enthusiasm and love. And there was like all these just like nice words on there, along with these random things. So it was like a manifesting note that she stuck in her glove compartment to like let it work its magic. And I didn't even know it was in there that whole time, but I was like, oh, so that was so cool to find and realize what it was. And I actually remember her at one point telling me about that. So manifesting tip from Barb Olson: write stuff in a piece of paper, stick it in your glove compartment of your car.
I love that. Set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it. So that was really cool and very emotional to find. And then, so I did not trade in my car. I did not get a new car. I decided the car still runs, but not well. Like I wouldn't even feel comfortable driving it to your house. And Craig's gone all the time, and I don't really use the car much. And especially since he's gone on tour so much, I just use his car when I need it. And she's looking around. Look at her. Talking about Boo if you're
big yawn
listening. But we have some big upcoming possible stuff that Juliet and I are working towards together, and I had this intuitive download that I needed to get rid of the car because it was like a low vibrational energy that I was hanging on to, because it's just like dirty and old and not really working, and that would make space for the stuff that we like kind of want to like wrap up and make a thing, and like then I would easily be able to afford my dream car, but I need to like kind of like trust and let this go. So I had that feeling, and then Craig called me on the phone one day and goes, babe, you have to get rid of your car before those meetings. And I was like, what?
Whoa.
I was like, oh shit, the universe gave Craig the psychic download that I had already been feeling but was like too nervous to go through with.
Wow.
So I was like, God, all right. And then I was like sobbing, getting the car ready to go. And Craig was like, I'm sorry, you don't have to sell it. We can back out. I was like, no, I want to. It's just emotional. Like I feel a lot of relief and letting go. But within that, another like manifesting tip is that you have to make space for what you want to bring in. So I not only got rid of my car, but I went through all of my stuff. And actually this is something that I ask my clients to do when they start working with me. And if you're in my Discover Divine Purpose course, we do this the first week. And actually my Money Mindset Magic course, we also kind of do this, but more just focused on like finances, but going through all of your stuff and getting rid of everything. And I've done this many times before, but this time when I did it, I had like a whole new realization of how to do it and how to do it better and get rid of even more shit that I didn't need. And that was like to look at like my clothes and be like, does the future version of me wear this, or is this attached to like an old version of me that I just don't want to attach myself to anymore? For example, I have a lot of clothes that are cute, but I have them because they were something that I bought because I'm like, oh, this is something I can wear to work, not necessarily because I loved it and was obsessed and like feel so cute in it. So I was like, oh well, I'm not going back to that kind of job, so I don't need this anymore, so I can get rid of it. So Juliet knows because she's going through all my clothes.
So it works out great for me.
A lot of stuff, because even though a lot of it's cute and whatever, it's just like attached to like a version of me that I'm just like, I'm not attached to that version of me anymore, and I'm moving into a new version of me. So that felt really good. And yeah, that's kind of my big long what's new with me. I've just been feeling a little like in a in-between space. Like I'm working with the current group of Money Mindset Magic babes, but I'm not really ready to like launch either of my courses again. And I'm not really sure about the direction that like my business is going right now, and we're kind of like waiting on some stuff that's like going to be happening, but we're kind of like in this in-between space too. So I'm just kind of like lacking direction and like inspiration right now. Like if you're following me on Instagram, I haven't really been posting much, and normally that would make me really anxious and stressed, but I'm kind of like, no, I have this time and I'm going to get rid of stuff to make space for the inspiration and the next thing, and I'm going to just do what I want to do. So if that's not do any work today and not post for a week or whatever, I'm like, that's fine. That's what we're going to do right now. We're going to honor that. And it's not like I'm going through a dark night of the soul, but I feel like I'm still going through a sort of like in-betweeny type space where I'm about to like up level into like a next level part of myself again. But it's not so deep and dark as a dark night of the soul that we've discussed.
Right. I have been feeling the same way lately. Like I am usually such a go-getter, and this past week I have not. It's like I'm so certain that things are going to be so different and be so great in the next few months that this past week I've like almost not worked, and I feel
me too
weird, and I don't feel sad about it. It's anyways, so I get what you mean. And also this is the message that I am picking up for you.
Okay.
Is that number one, she's a huntress. And it's important for her to hunt anything. So even if the spirits that are coming to visit you are good, she needs to be that version of herself at night to fulfill her huntress destiny. Okay. The other thing is when we're going through major transitions and doing big up levels, we're typically not doing it alone. And so it makes sense that at this moment, that's why there's sort of all this energy visiting you. Like the first time that I really heard and witnessed and felt spirits in my house was the year that my sister was born. So I was 11. All of a sudden there was this new baby in the house, and things were being knocked over and things were creaking, and there were so many, and it occurred to me that like there's probably so many departed spirits that want to come visit the baby. And finally I had to say, like, you're being too loud, you're freaking me out, stop it. Because we had a piano bench that only creaked if you like sat on it, and I would like, it was right next to my door, and I would like, obviously nobody was there, and it would creak and things would fall over, and there was just a lot of activity, and I that needed to stop. So I had to say, cut it out. But it made sense because it was like a big transitional time in my family. Like we went from one kid to two kids and all this stuff. So
okay, that actually makes sense, because I think I told you, but I had a meditation because I was asking why I've been sleeping so much lately, and you said you have been sleeping more lately too.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like, am I dying? Like, what's going on? Because I was sleeping like 12 hours a night, and then I would still like be like, oh, I can barely get out of bed. Like, I'd be so tired. And one day I also took a 3-hour nap and then went to bed at like 9. Like, it's been absolutely crazy. And I was like, what's going on, Spirit? Like, am I sick? Do I need to go? I feel fine. Do I need to go to the doctor? Whatever. And I had this whole meditation that was showing me like Mr. Cat hanging off the thing. But I had this whole meditation of like my like spirit family around me, and then them like giving me energy, and like it was almost like my DNA was like upgrading or something, and it was like, no, you have some big stuff coming, like just, it's fine, just sleep as much as you want, we're working on you. And I was like, oh, they're just working on me and Juliet. That's so her then being like,
she's just aware of the energy. I don't think there's anything negative at all around you.
Okay, I didn't feel anything negative, but it's just kind of spooky when your cat's like trying to hunt ghosts, you know? Ghost hunter.
She's a ghost hunter.
Ghost huntress.
A huntress. And I've never said that word in my life.
And she said, I'm a huntress, Juliet.
Yes.
Boo girl.
When I've been doing my horse lessons, I now just like narrate what the horse is saying, and my trainer thinks it's so cute and funny, and I haven't had the heart to be like, no, this is what he's
no, seriously, this is what he's saying. I'm like, don't laugh at me.
I'm like, I can't really prove it either way, and I get like that's definitely not, I'm not going to ever really market myself as the animal whisperer, but I do hear them say things sometimes. And I was on the horse after this other stallion had tried to come at him, and it was this whole dramatic night, and I'm on the horse and he's like trying to shake off his energy, and my trainer goes, and she can hear him talk too, like for sure. Yeah. And she's known him for 16 years. He's he's an average middle-aged horse, whatever. Anyways, she was like, yeah, well, that's a big horse, and like, the horse that you're on is a smaller horse. And I said, he just said, I'm big. Like, he was like, I'm big.
What do you mean I'm small? I'm big.
And so, I have to be careful sometimes, because it's like, I feel like I hear them. And I feel like I'm not making it up, but I can't ask them, like, is that what you were thinking? So I take it with a grain of salt. It's mostly just fun.
Some like stuff, I'm like, even when I'm doing readings, like I just did a really fun reading that she was asking about, are you able to like meet my spirit guides and tell me details about them? And I was like, look, this is the kind of thing that there's no way for me to confirm. If you're asking like in a medium reading, you come up with kind of evidence that you're indeed connecting, because it's stuff that you shouldn't know, but you do, or not shouldn't, but wouldn't. But with that kind of reading, but like I did, raise up a meditation with my guides and was like, hello, can we meet your guides and all this stuff. And I definitely saw details and felt like a number of presences and whatever. But I was just like, look, I have no way to confirm this, but this is what I felt. And I invite you to use your intuition to kind of like dig deeper. And since you have this much information, maybe meditate and try and connect with the energies that I felt. But it was really fun. It's like with the animals, it's like, it's just fun. But I don't know. I can't tell you with 100% certainty that this is indeed fact, that like you have 4 guides and one's this and this and this, but it's like, I mean, I go up there and I bring down actual real facts, so I guess that's it's probably true.
She says, I'm just a little huntress. And that's why she likes being outside. It's not that she likes being away from you. She just gets to fulfill her identity.
I think we've talked about this, but she was so good at coming home every night, and then all of a sudden she just won't come home, and we can't go catch her. Like, she runs away from us, and I'm like, girl, if you come home every night, you get to go out every single day. If you skip coming home for a few nights, then you don't get to go out for like 3 days. So I don't know why.
She says, Mom, my instincts just take over.
I know, that's what we said. We're like, she just literally turns into a wild animal as soon as she's outside. So I just have to be okay with having a cat 50% of the time. And it's like, I worry about her, and I know it's not safe for her to be out at night, but it's just like, I just want her to be happy.
Aww.
So I'm gonna keep letting her out and have her some of the time and whatever. But I mean, she's so fast. I don't know what would be able to catch her. She's literally so fucking fast.
She's a part-time cat.
And she's a black cat, so she's good camouflage at night, but just makes me worried. And she's the best time of day is morning with Boo Girl, because she's not always like this, how she is now cuddling with you, but in the mornings she like, and she doesn't purr a lot. Like Mr. Cat will purr after you touch him for 1 second, you know, you scratch his head, he's like but Boo, she crawls up on you on the morning on your chest and just starts purring, and it like wakes you up, and it's just the best way to wake up, and I miss it when she's gone. Oh, Boo, do you hear that? She says, I don't care, I'm a huntress. So, Juliet, what's new with you?
Okay. So, I want to do a very quick birthday recap because I don't think we had a chance to talk about the delightfully fun...
Oh my God, it was so fun.
One of the best nights of my life, truly, was my 30th birthday
We got to
party.
put a little picture montage behind us as you're talking
here's
about
a slideshow as we
birthday.
had about my birthday. So, we talked about turning 30. We talked about that in a past episode. But I truly, like, it came with so much weight for me. And people always say, like, do you feel any different? And sometimes the answer is no. But I kind of do feel different.
I feel like you've been different since you turned 30.
I feel like I graduated from something.
What we're going to talk about in this episode is literally like this new 30-year-old Juliet, I feel like.
I love it.
I can't wait to turn 30 in a month.
I feel like I graduated. I feel like I graduated from, I don't know what, my 20s. I graduated from something. I feel like I had this belief that like, oh, when I'm 30, I can now speak about something like I'm an authority on it because I won't be dismissed. Or I don't know. I just made up all these things that I could have decided at 19 I wanted to do. It has nothing to do with a number. But I attached it so strongly to the number that now that I'm here, I feel amazing.
You're like, I've made it.
I feel amazing. And I always wanted to have like the Paris Hilton 30s where she turned 30 and like the fun just got more fun, the glam just got more glam. It wasn't about life stopping in any way. It was about, all right, now I know who I am and I'm just gonna keep having a fabulous time.
Yes.
So that's just my little about the number 30. I feel like a different person in a way, but the party was phenomenal. So I woke up that morning and Victor, who was very supportive of my passions in life, even though none of them align with his, I woke up and he's like, come into the living room, close your eyes. And so I'm going into the living room and I open my eyes and there is a life-size Britney Spears cardboard cutout. And I lost my mind. And just to cut to the punchline of this, we had the party and we're taking photos with her all night. And she's holding balloons. And I mean, it was just, I was so overwhelmed. It was so much fun. And then the day after the party, he goes, you know, she folds up really easily so we can put her away. And I said, I'm sorry, what? We're not putting her away.
This was a gift. I can put her wherever I want.
And I was like, no, she's staying up year round and she's living at the end of our hallway next to the mirror. So when I get ready in the morning, she's staring right back at me. And so he told his friends and they were like, yeah, you kind of shot yourself in the foot with that one. Like,
what did you
why?
think was going to happen?
Why would
now
she
when you
ever
turn
put
the
it
corner
away?
to your hallway, do you ever go, huh? Because she looks like a real
No.
person? No, you're like, oh, hey, Brittany, you're
No,
supposed
I'm
to be
thrilled
there.
she's there. Irene was over last night and she turned the corner and I was like, we could put it in the doorway at night as like a burglar deterrent.
Yeah, seriously. 'Cause I remember during the party, like I kept kind of like looking over to make eye, you know, you kind of like look at everyone as you're all hanging out. And I kept like going over there, you know, you're kind of like making sure everyone's included or whatever. You're kind of scanning, and I kept scanning the room over to her as though I was like checking in on like Brittany, like, oh, you having a good time, Brittany? But it was a cardboard cutout.
So the spirit of Brittany was alive and well at my party, and we decorated the whole house so cute. And I really just went all out. Like I bought the decorations like 2 months before. I was like, we're gonna. Oh, and I have all the balloons. Like the
Yes, we're saving them for my 30th birthday.
They're still sort of floating, but I shoved them all in a closet. So when you open the closet, all these balloons come out. Saving those for you. I have so much party stuff for you. So.
I know. I'm like, just bring this all over when it's my birthday, please. Thank you.
So Brittany was there, and we had this plan of like, we're going to start at the house. We're going to have food and appetizers and drinks. And of course, on the big TV, we had all the Britney Spears videos playing on a loop and everything. And at around 11:40 at night, and it was girls' night plus Victor, just to paint the picture, which he loves. I mean, who wouldn't? But it was girls' night plus Victor. And at around 11:40, I was like, do you guys just want to stay here and not go anywhere? And everybody was like, yes.
We were having so much fun. We were popping bottles of champagne. We were dancing to all Britney music.
Only Britney music. Exclusively Britney music.
Fun.
It was so much fun. And then we did a little thing where Irene started this thing. She's like, we're gonna all go around the room and say what we love about Juliet. And I was like, we don't have to do that. And everybody's crying.
I know.
Just for all of. And then I was like, I'm gonna go around and say what I love about all of you. And it was like the best,
sweet.
The best time ever.
I also have to say, oh, that's so cute. I also have to say that, you know, I didn't know anyone else there really. I'd met Irene and I had met Carly once briefly, but your friends are just so like, I didn't feel like the oddball out or anything, you know, like you've known them for like decades and then there's me, and they didn't make me feel like, oh, we've known her longer or something, or none of that crap. It just automatically felt like we had all always known each other, and was just like super fun and natural. And sometimes it's like hard to bring friend groups together, and your friends are just so like welcoming and sweet, and it was so fun.
Well, it was cute. I was getting texts from different people the next day like, oh, we loved Sadie, or like, oh my god, Jess was so
to all
fun.
of them I was like, do you guys want to come to my birthday party? I don't have that many LA friends, so you guys can come.
Let's bring them all. So I had a fabulous 30th birthday, and I'm just so excited about this decade. And then she's twitching. And then the other funny thing that happened was Victor was working all weekend, and he had a family event, and I always go with him to the family events, or he goes without me. Like, those are the two options. I don't ever go without him, but this one had been on my calendar for a long time, and he was like, oh, actually I have to work and I can't make it. So I was like, I'm gonna go. So I drove out.
Just to be clear, this is her going to an all Victor side of the family event, if you didn't catch that.
It's just me. I was like, I'm gonna go and have a nice time. So I went. And I mean, to be fair, we've been dating like 4.5 years, so I've been around his family a lot, but still, it was so cute. They're like, well, you're still gonna come, right?
Yeah, that's so sweet.
I was like, yeah, okay, sure. I had the best time. I played ping pong with his cousins and horseshoe, and I did a medium reading.
Yes.
Which I could talk about a little bit.
Yeah, it was a really good one. You told me about it. But tell everybody else.
Okay. So one of his cousins, I really, really vibe with. I really, really like her. And last time we were together, so I don't tend to go to these events, and when they ask me like, what do? I say, oh, I do music and I do life coaching. I just don't feel like getting into I speak to the dead. Macaroni, anybody?
I talk to spooks.
I'm super weird. What about you? So yeah, I'm always very vague, but she was sort of about all this stuff, and so I was like, okay, fine, I can tell this person. And so last time I was with her, she's like, oh my god, next time I see you, we could like talk about it more, or do a reading or something. I was like, that sounds great. And it was sort of not half the reason I wanted to go to this event by myself, but I thought, oh, this is some incentive because I do want to talk to her more.
Yeah.
And so in the shower that day, I realized how creepy I sounded, because when I went up to her, I said, you know, I was taking a shower earlier, and I knew that you wanted to connect with your grandfather. And so I was asking, while I was washing my hair, I was asking your grandfather he had any messages for you. And she goes, okay, we're rolling with it. I'm not going to ask about why you were thinking of me in the shower, but we're going to. And so basically I got these 3 really clear, strong, random messages come in as I'm washing shampoo out of my hair. And I didn't really have a moment during the party to go up to her, and she was always in a group, and I didn't want to be like, gather around. So the end of the night, I was...
You didn't want to be like the first episode of Monica the Medium when she's at a picnic party and everyone's gathered around watching. Remember that?
Yes. She's so talented.
She is.
And I can't handle that.
I know, if like a bunch of people are watching me, I'd be like, turned off. I have nothing more to say. Like, that's amazing.
And so, okay, so I finally got alone with her, and I was telling her, I'm like, okay, these messages came through. And so I said, the first one, and I feel like it's okay to share this. I haven't said who it is, and it's nobody's name. Who cares? And I'm sure if I asked her, she'd say whatever. It's fine. I'll double check if anybody's concerned. So
it's anonymous.
Okay. So I said, the first thing that is being shown to me is one of those books that is not really a book. You open it and it's got a cutout and you hide things in it. I said, I've never seen one of these in real life. But this came in clear as day. Another thing, they were all like little like hidey hole kind of messages. The other thing was like a device where you put your keys in it, and then like it's almost like a fake rock or a fake lamp in your driveway. So if you lock yourself out of the house, there's this place of keys. And then there was a little silver wizard figurine, very small, little silver. And we're talking, and she says, oh my gosh, every important thing that we have, we keep in a book that has a cutout on the inside, and it's just in our bookcase, so you would never know. It's not in a safe. It's like, you know, where is the last person someone's going to look? It's in a book. And so I said, well, are there like pictures of your grandfather in it? Are there like things he owned? She said, yeah, all of that's in the book. And I was like, okay, well, he's bringing that up really strongly. So cool. And then she said, oh my God, 6 days ago or whatever, we locked ourselves out of the house, and the whole past week, all we've been doing is researching what kind of device we can get to hide a second pair of keys. And we've been looking up the fake rocks and the fake... I said, okay, we'll know that he's with you as you're looking for that. Then the little silver wizard was something, I guess the husband plays a game, and that's the piece that he is in the game. I said, and he never got to meet your husband? She said, no. I said, well, no, that's his way of like validating that he sees him and he like loves him.
Yeah.
And then I was like, who's the MAR? Is there like an MA and whatever? So then it was like, oh my God, that was like his mother's name was Mary and all this stuff. And so just all these things. And then, and this one was crazy. I said, he keeps bringing up the rocking horse in connection to your childhood. Like, did he give you a rocking horse when you were little? He's like bringing up like a bond when you're little, and she's like looking around, then her eyes get really big, and she goes, oh my God, he built me a rocking horse when I was little. And then she's sobbing, and I'm like, oh my God, please stop crying at the party. People are going to like, ask what's going on.
Oh my God.
So then we wrapped up the reading. It was pretty cool, very cool. I left, and at like 1 a.m, I get a text from Victor's mom, like, I heard so-and-so told so-and-so who told me that you did a reading for so-and-so, and it was so nice. And I was like, oh no. When I left the party, the whole party found out that I'm creepy.
Creepy. Secret's out. Juliet's creepy.
I know.
They're all going to be lining up for the readings with you now.
So that's kind of what's new with me, is just that I did a really special reading, and that I feel flirty and fabulous. We had a great time at the party.
So fun.
At like 2 it might have been 2 a.m. Some of us snuck out to the pool. You're not supposed to be at the pool after 10, but we went to go be there quietly, and Juliet, myself, knew how to whisper. Sadie knew how to whisper. One of my friends, who shall not be named, Amy, could not whisper to save her life. I was like, Amy, whisper. It is 2 a.m. She's like, oh my God. I was like, Amy, whisper.
It was not that sneaky of a swim.
It was a pretty And then somebody looked out their window to see what was going on. And I was like, we gotta go. Oh no, you and I were like ready.
Yeah, we were like,
we had our towels and we were running back to the apartment. And we're like, we do not want to get in trouble.
Like breaking rules.
We do not like to break the rules. So that was a lot of fun. And then all the girls slept over, and it was just a wonderful time.
It was so fun.
So I guess that sort of wraps up. Oh my God, we had a 45-minute catch up. Well, you know what? We skipped it last week.
We didn't do it for, maybe even 2 weeks.
We
just a lot happened.
Yeah.
Lots been going on. So I want to step back to you kind of talking about how you said you kind of feel different now. You graduated. You're like this new Juliet, because Juliet's been on freaking fire with how something, I mean, it shifted for both of us, but especially switched on with Juliet, and the way she's just been going after shit. And I'm so grateful, because it's going after shit for Goddess Hangs. She's making so much happen, and I can't wait till we'll be able to share with you guys in the future. But you mentioned like channeling divine confidence.
Oh yes, that's what I think we should chat about today.
Yes, and I want you to kind of lead that chat, because you are the queen of channeling divine confidence.
Oh my God, thank you.
Take it away, Juliet.
Oh, okay, first of all, one more shout out to Boo, who has now completely slumped over.
Now you can see her. She looks like she's drunk, and she's just like...
She's just passed out in love. Okay.
Oh my God, and look at Mr. His little head's turned upside down.
Everyone just has to be near us as we do the pod.
So cute.
So, channeling divine confidence. This is something that I definitely am excited to speak on, because I always had this back and forth struggle with it. Mm-hmm. And then I finally, in the past couple years, especially the past couple months, really stepped into it. So here are some things that I would say are the opposite of divine confidence, just to like sort of paint a picture here. So I think when I was deep into my music career, I always thought that there was somebody else who was going to discover me, or be like a big shot, or it's like I was here and the managers were above me, or I was here and the labels were above me, or whatever. I was here and these other songwriters above me. And it's a very normal thing to sort of fall into this belief that other people are more connected, more important, more capable, and that we are sort of like just at the mercy of those other people.
Right.
So when I'm talking about divine confidence, it's not so much about like loving yourself and thinking you're the prettiest person ever. I mean, that sometimes comes as a byproduct. Sadie and I, okay, can we share that you and I have this very funny, like, opposite? So a lot of people are like, oh, I'm just like such an ugly duckling, and they're actually very beautiful. I think every woman is beautiful. Like I'm constantly looking at and complimenting women, and like, so
we're all divinely unique and gorgeous beings, but we talked about how like a lot of people have this like view of themselves that they're less than what they truly are, and me and Juliet have the opposite of that. Where we're like, I am the most gorgeous creature on the planet Earth.
And I also think I'm really tall. I'm not.
I am pretty tall, so that just is true.
I think I have the best body. I don't. But it's just like this fun, like as much work and effort as it is to believe that you're the ugly duckling. It's kind of as much work and
I
effort.
haven't always thought this about myself, by the way. This is like a byproduct that was something that I... Focusing on other stuff, this just kind of came into being, and I was like, I must really think I'm something. Like, I think I'm hot shit, and I don't care. And it's not in a like, again, it's not in like a better than or something type of energy. It's just like, I'm the most gorgeous person on this planet, and so are fucking you.
Exactly.
Like, it's just very like,
what if we just decided we were stunning and just decided we were? And it's fun. It's a lot of fun. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I have a friend named Sydney who was in a play once, and she's an amazing actress, but her role in this one particular play was such a small part, and all she had to do in this one scene was walk through, like, set down the cup of coffee and keep walking. It was an extremely background character part, and she was just trying to do it, and no matter how she did it, the director kept saying, like, you're being too distracting, like, you know, you need to be more subtle. And she's like, I'm walking and so later she called me, she's like, Juliet, I'm just too pretty.
She's got main character energy.
Which she does.
And that's just what everyone here listening should embody, is main character energy.
Okay, so that was like a tidbit of divine confidence in a fun way. See if you can play with that. It's very fun. And then I'm humbled sometimes because I have friends. I have a friend who is a literal supermodel.
But even when we're hanging out with her, I'm like, yeah, I'm with it. I'm a part of this. Like,
she's like 10 inches taller than me and is just like so perfect in every way. And it's like, yeah, so are we.
I'm like, yeah, I'm on the same level. Thank you. Love that we're all hanging out here.
Oh my God, my
as
leg
10
is
out of
falling
10
asleep.
People in this room.
So anyways, it's a fun thing to play with.
It is. It feels good. Yeah, I think that's something that comes with age, I think, a little bit.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, because when you're a teenager and everything's changing, you're like, oh my God, I don't even know whose body this is. And you're just like, like, you get older, you like just learn how to walk and talk and be yourself. And
I gotta move you. My leg is falling asleep.
Boo. Oh. Boo, you can come over here.
Go to mama.
Come here. She says, Julia, what the hell?
Sorry, babe. Bed. Sorry, bed.
Sorry, babe.
I tried to say babe or buddy at the same time. Okay, but let's get back to channeling divine confidence. So now that you know a funny fact about us,
Boo.
We have the choice to see other people as big shots, better than, more worthy, more deserving, more connected. It's easier for them, whatever. And again, this is an entirely separate conversation from levels of privilege, just to put that out there.
Yeah.
But we also have this choice to step into this feeling like, when I reach out to people, what a pleasure it is to hear from me. Mm-hmm. Because I know a lot of people who are so amazing and so talented and killing it in their field, but they will not pursue things. Mm-hmm. They will not send an email. They will not pick up the phone. They don't want to bug anybody.
Yeah, I struggle with that so much still. Like, I don't want to be a bother, even though I know that that's not the case. I struggle with that energy so much. So I'm just grateful to have you to do it for
me. So this is how we can reframe it.
Yes. Teach me along with everybody else.
Okay. So for instance, I'm just going to use Goddess Hangs as an example because that's what I've been focusing on right now. She's like, I'll just sleep here. I could approach an email or a phone call two ways. I could approach it like, I know they're really busy and I know they're really important and like, I just don't want to bother them. And I mean, whatever, they probably won't like it anyways. Or I can pitch us from a place of, we are exactly what you have been hoping to find. We are exactly what you have been looking for. I am the solution to your problem. Yep. You are going to be thrilled to hear from me, thrilled to hear from us. Like, I've been doing some outreach, like locking in like top tier guests, you know, people that I've like been admiring from afar. I could have thought, oh, well, they're out of our league, but it's like, no, like they would love to come on the show.
You'd be amazed what can happen if you just ask, which is something that I'm learning from Juliet. And this energy applies to job interviews, for college applications, for anything that you're reaching out and doing. It's just like, oh, they would be so lucky to have me. Oh, they're so lucky that I'm they don't have to search for me anymore. Like, I'm here to solve your problem. I'm here to fill in that space. I'm here to bring something exciting and new and unique to whatever this, arena that I'm trying to enter in. And it's just like, duh. Like, of course, like if a place of business has an opening, they really need someone to fill that. And then if you are entering and you're qualified and you're smart and you can learn and all of that stuff, and you're going into that interview, I mean, I used to go to interviews like so nervous and scared until later when I was like overqualified for shit. But you go in and you're just like, you feel small and intimidated by being an applicant for something, and it's like, no, they need you.
Yeah.
Like, who are you not to be like, look at me, I got everything you need and more. And that's something that I'm like, oh yeah, like it didn't click with me until Ms. Juliet is teaching me.
So another sort of little layer of divine confidence is I don't wait for opportunities to show up, I create them. So every single person that we've reached out to, every single company, everything that we've done, they did not put up a post that said, we're looking for vendors, we're looking for psychic mediums, we're looking for, because I mean, you could be waiting your whole life. I just looked and I sought out people, companies, whatever, that I thought would love us once they knew we existed. And hey, I just wanted to I'm just trying to think of how I start my emails and see if it could be like actually practically helpful to anybody listening. I always start an email with like a compliment to that other person. So like a sincere compliment, like, hey, so-and-so, like, I am reaching out because I truly love the work that you're doing, the thing you're creating, whatever it is. Then I say, I'm really excited to introduce myself to you today. My name is Juliet. I represent Goddess Hangs. This is who we are. This is what we do. This is how we think we could really serve you. And I love using the words serve and support. I do a lot of like, please let me know how we can serve and support you. I've done that with songwriting a lot too. And I've gotten really good results from that, because it's not so much a lot of times when people pitch themselves, they are, whether they realize it or not, coming from an energy of please give me something, as opposed to I have something I'd like to give you. You
don't want to have the like begging energy. You want to have the
we were talking about that this week. We don't like begging energy.
Not cute.
Well, nobody likes begging energy.
So it's not like please, I need this opportunity or this job or whatever. It's like, well, how can I fit into this? How can I support this? How can I have all of this, like, check me out. So like, how does that fit in with what you do? And it's then you're putting yourself too on that, like, they're not on a pedestal and you're hoping that they look down upon you and offer you the whatever, to like bring you up. It's just like, oh, we're on, how can I support you? I see what you're doing. Instead of looking up at them like, please hire me. Please let me be a part of your event. Please,
Another part of divine confidence is if they don't respond or they do respond and they're not interested, you're not worried about it.
So what?
Yeah, it's a big so what. And I think the reason I'm so like calm and cool about this is because I've probably sent out thousands of things like this collectively in my life. So if somebody ignores my email or doesn't respond, it doesn't matter anymore. I think sometimes the first few times it's like really scary.
Yeah.
And then you realize it's like building a muscle like anything else. And I will say I do have a very strong muscle in the realm of like, hi, I'm Juliet. Here's how I can help you. Like I do have that strong. And some people are like, I don't want to do it. And I grew up watching my dad be like an exceptionally brilliant manager in his field that he did in entertainment. So I picked up a lot watching him. But it's also, I do like the feminine. I just like the idea of creating opportunities. Like I have so many other ideas. Like there's so many brands that we could reach out to and be like, hey, you know, we noticed that you're going to open a new store here, and can we be there for the launch to do readings, and what if we support, like, there's just so many ways that, and also being really confident in like what you offer is totally key. That's part of divine confidence, is like, what can I bring to the table that will elevate somebody else's life, their brand, their company, their experience. I always think about that, because the couple of events we've already done was such validation and proof to me that like those people walked around buzzing the whole night, and they talked about what an amazing time they had with the readings. And I just want to make that available to as many people as possible.
Right. It was funny because that first event we were both nervous. We had no idea how it was going to go. We thought, oh, we'll probably like do a few readings and then walk around the event and do another one. And it was just like reading. Like everyone was lined up. People were like arguing about who was next. And then we also got to witness, like, talking to like Destiny again last week after the reading, how like parts of our reading really stuck with her and made a difference. And we'll get the kind of like immediate reaction to a reading, but we don't always get to hear from the person a few weeks or a few months down the line. And wow, that was so cool to be like, oh my God, you're still holding on to parts of our reading, and like that's really important to you. So yeah, like you said, it's just like, who are we not to figure out how to reach as many people as possible with what we're doing as a team? Because like it's so special because we're co-reading for people, and it's so weird when we get in the zone together. Yeah, like, I mean, it makes sense because we're channeling, and so we're just channeling the same like spirit or energy, but like she's saying stuff that I'm like, I was just gonna say that. Like, it's so weird.
So it's like, I wish I had prepared some notes so I could be like, bullet point number 4, but it is nice that we're talking.
I feel like this is going to be a masterclass for you,
like channeling divine confidence. You know, it's just deciding and believing and cutting out this hierarchy of like, well, this person's here, and like, because we grow up seeing like climb up the ladder, and I just don't believe in a ladder anymore. I think that we're all people and we all want to succeed, and it's like, if a particular brand, if it benefits them to have us at their event, then we all win. If a particular anything, I mean, like with the thing we're doing in Vegas, like that's going to create a lot of buzz around that particular event, and so everybody wins. So I just think that we're all equal playing field, even if you are, I keep wanting to say auditioning for a job.
Auditioning.
I said that, I think, last time we chatted. Applying, interviewing, it's been so long, for a job. You, oh God, look at her. Oh my God. Look at her.
Boo girl.
You're still, like, I've been on the other end. Like, when we were at our last job together, I had to help like select and interview people towards the end. And we're looking for amazing people who are excited to be there and learn and support. So it's like, you're just because the pay is different, like, doesn't mean that you're not as needed. It's like what Sadie said. So, and then you learn things in that job that you can then take to the next, or do however you want to live your life, you know? But I just feel like, okay, let me try to like break this down. So we talked about divine confidence is knowing that you are as full of opportunity and as full of possibility as anybody else from where you stand right now.
And deciding that that's true for you.
Deciding. And that's a hard thing for a lot of us to decide. I mean, we talked with Destiny about this a little bit. Yeah. And she was saying like her experience, not only as a woman, but as a Black woman. And there's like so many different levels and layers to what we all experience like in our physical bodies in this world. And I'm super cognizant of all of that, even if I'll never fully understand it. Like I do know sort of the layers of being a woman and of being a Jewish woman. I mean, there's some stuff there too. But I did sort of buy in for a while of like, oh, well, men will always earn more, men will always da 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 da. And it wasn't until I worked for some really, really successful women that I was like, oh, I don't have to buy into that anymore. So
yeah, there's all sorts of statistics and probabilities and whatever if you want to look at them. But why? Why not say I have 100% chance of doing whatever the fuck I want to do?
I love dun dun da 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 da. Oh my God, if we ever make a little transition sound, it should be like da 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 da, like our little.
Yes, it should. We'll just record it with our voices.
Yeah. La da 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 da. So it's divine confidence is like, I can make things happen as well as anyone else can. Any celebrity, any successful person, any really wealthy person, they made a decision and they had a belief, and that's sort of what catapulted them amongst many other choices to where they are. So it's about having this belief, because if we always believe that other people are like bigger and better and
Luckier,
more powerful than us, and that we're always at the mercy of somebody to like reach down and like lift us up because we're the little people,
or
and they're the big
uncover
people.
us, discover us,
I'm so over
hand
that.
us something,
I'm
suggest,
so over it. Yeah.
reach out for us. It can happen. People get discovered, but what if you put yourself in front of those people that you think you would love to discover you?
This generation, these young kids, they understand that you make your own magic. They put themselves on TikTok. They put themselves, I mean, we're doing it too in our own ways. It wasn't like that. Think about the old paradigm. It wasn't like that in the 60s and 70s. If you wanted a record deal, you could be actually, no one's ever heard a song you've written, get a meeting, play your guitar in front of two executives, and here's your deal. And or they would find you at a club somewhere. It doesn't work that way anymore. You have to create your own buzz, and then people are then interested in you, and then you can decide if you want to share a piece of the pie, if it makes sense for you. So it's about leveling the playing field and realizing that we are all just people who want to succeed and feel fulfilled and do what makes us happy. Once that happens, you will feel this like rush of confidence of like, oh, I can reach out to that person. They are just another person like myself. So the types of people that we've been reaching out to lately, I think are pretty exciting.
Oh my God. When there's a new viral like TikTok going around where it's like you realize something and then it like backs up and it's like da 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 da, and it's like when you realize. And it's always people going like this and it says different things. That's how I feel. Bad explanation of the viral TikTok. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea, but
I'll find one for you. But it's just like I can't even describe the noise, but it's just like, oh no. Or it's like, oh shit. And then,
oh Lord.
Oh Lord. One? Yeah. And then it goes
made one like that.
It goes out. And I just think about, I'm like, oh, we have this meeting coming up. Oh, we talked to this person about doing this. And I'm like, oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
that cannot happen until you believe that you are as worthy as anyone else to approach anybody. So I'll start by saying that. The next point was that you're reaching out as an asset. You're not reaching out as bothering anybody. Now, if you send somebody 12 emails a week, you will be bothering them. But if you send a really thoughtful thing, and I like to, maybe wait a week and I do a little follow-up.
Yeah.
Sometimes I call. Sometimes I just email. I remember in music, I got this great advice. I sat down with a manager at this event and he was like, you know what? Don't be afraid to bug people a little.
Yeah.
He's like, don't be afraid to put yourself in front of people, in a way that feels respectful, because it's sort of like the squeaky wheel gets the oil kind of thing. So believe that you can have whatever anybody successful can have. Believe that everyone's a person. Believe that you're an asset as you reach out to them. Believe that they'll be thrilled to hear from you.
They'll say, oh, thank goodness we've been looking for someone like this.
Like I have an affirmation in my phone that pops up that says like, people love hearing from you.
Yeah. I imagine them like breathing a sigh of relief. Like, oh, we've been waiting for something like this to come across our desk. Like, that's what I like to picture. I'm going like, oh, thank goodness.
Right. So for instance, if we wanted to pitch ourselves as a movie, okay, we don't want to do that.
Feature film. Goddess
feature
Hangs.
In theaters.
It's just 2.5 hours of us sitting in these chairs goofing off.
Available on Disney Plus.
With various zoom-ins on Boo and Mr. Cat in their various sleeping positions.
Oh God, she just keeps getting cuter.
And look at Mr. too.
So, if we wanted to pitch a movie, I would first have to believe that, like, yeah,
we have a great movie idea.
We have a great movie idea. An executive is going to be stoked to hear from me. And then you just have to have the confidence to be like, oh yeah, I'll find their information. Some people cut themselves off at like, oh, well, it would be impossible to find that out. Everyone is impossible.
Julia is quite the sleuth. I'm like, how did you find this?
I told her the other day, I said, oh, hey, I'm texting with so-and-so's so-and-so, like insert celebrity here, insert job title here. And she's like, you're texting her? I said, yeah, her number was online.
He sent me a screenshot and it was a phone number, not like in a DM. And I was like, how did you get that phone number?
Because I knew I would find it. You know, it's just divine confidence is not about thinking you're better than anybody. It's just knowing that you are the best and everyone is the best along with you and we're all equal. And why not go for it? Why not put yourself out there? Why not? Don't talk yourself out of applying to the job or the internship or the anything, or submitting your art for this gallery, or posting about yourself or your small business on Instagram. Just everyone has, you know, Britney Spears opens up her phone, Kim Kardashian opens up her phone, and their Instagram looks exactly like the rest of ours. They are just posting. So we all, in many ways, especially with technology, do have an even opportunity to put ourselves out there and to not block ourselves. So I'm going to think if anything else comes to mind. I am looking at the time. We have 20 minutes and we do have a spooky story. We have we do have a Psychic Babes hotline.
We do.
So as you pull that up, I'll see if anything else comes to mind. But
I think just like it's the divine confidence and this kind of steps you're describing, the parts of it. It's like it's how you manifest. What we've always talked about. It's like this surrendering and this knowing and this action taking. It's all a part of it. So the divine confidence is what allows you to manifest. Like manifestation, everything in your reality is a manifestation. Manifestation is literally just bringing something into physical reality. And the way to, you know, manifest with intention, meaning, you know, what you literally want and not just the stuff that happens to come into your space, or maybe the not so good stuff that comes into your space, but to manifest with really great intention, it's like it's divine confidence. That's what it is,
and it's something you build over time. So if you're feeling nervous but you send the email anyways, as long as you really want to send the email, okay? Because don't confuse nerves with like, maybe I shouldn't do it. Like if you really desire to do it, do it. And the more you do it, it's like anything. Oh, it just gets easier over time. Yes. It just becomes less scary over time. And then you start to, and then as you get emails back or you get DMs back from people, you're like, oh, I could, if this person responded, I could reach out to this person. Oh, people love to hear from me. It's just about reprogramming. So I think that's a good little snippet, a good little dip of the toe into divine confidence. And I think you're right. I think that's something we could go way deeper in.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if you're like, ooh, I want to learn more about that.
Masterclass on that.
Yeah, I could. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
See, Sadie comes up with the ideas.
I'm the idea
I would
guy.
say 9 times out of 10. And then I'm like,
And then she goes,
like Sadie's Kim Possible and I'm the person on the computer.
Thank you.
Ron Stoppable. No, what was his name? I don't know.
Ron Stoppable.
But wasn't there another guy like on the computer?
Probably. I don't remember. That was a good cartoon though. Shout out.
Rufus the naked mole rat?
Yeah. The naked mole rat.
Call me, beat me, if you want to reach me, when you want to page me, it's okay. I just can't wait until I hear my cell phone ring. Doesn't matter if it's day or night, everything is gonna be alright whenever you need me, baby. Call me, beat me, if you want to reach me.
I didn't know the words, so I decided to dance along with that. Hopefully you're on YouTube.
And then it went bum bum bum, and then she said, "What's the sitch?"
What's the sitch?
Right?
Something like that.
Unless I'm blending shows, boo girl. Oh my god! All right.
Okay.
Should we start with which one?
Psychic. Oh, no, let's start with spooky story time.
Ready, you guys? It's oh, that breath.
Yeah, she's got real bad breath.
It's time for spooky time.
Oh, here comes Boo for spooky time. She says, I'm a spooky girl. I would like to be a part of this. Okay, so we're so excited because we have our first listener submitted spooky time, and
Yay!
We read this ahead of time and it gave us so many chills, and I'm getting chills thinking about it.
And I already forgot it, so I can't wait to hear it again.
Okay. So this is from Brianna, which first of all, you sent us a very long, in-depth detail about how you discovered us through my boyfriend Craig. And you just said so many sweet things about listening to us and how we've like supported you. So fucking thank you, because we love hearing this. So we're so grateful that you found us. And we are going to... Oh, and you said you have a family history of psychics and mediums that you're going to tell us about another time. So yes, please tell us more. And I'd love for you to make a collage for us. You said in here too that you're thinking about doing that, so we'd absolutely love that.
Oh my God, please.
And thank you. So without further ado, here's Brianna, sorry if I say the wrong one. Here's your spooky story. So it says, in the house I grew up in the suburbs of San Francisco, my bedroom had a window that faced into the front yard. A handful of times I had heard a little girl laughing in the front yard, very late at night every time. I don't remember telling my parents about it, but a few years ago, my mom asked me if I remembered the little girl I would hear sometimes. She told me she had found out more information and that a little girl did in fact die there. I think hearing things is the creepiest. Someone has whispered in my ear. I've also been tapped on the shoulder in the same house. I have so many weird things. So does my mom, even more so. All my life, I've tried to deny that part because it freaks me out. I'm okay with being psychic, though. She says, anyways, thank you for being amazing souls, amazing goddesses, and sharing laughs and knowledge of the coolest stuff. Thank you so much, Brianna, for sharing this. Oh my God, a little girl laughing in your front yard at night outside. Little kid ghosts, by far the spookiest.
Yes.
Do we agree?
We agree.
Comment if you think little kid ghosts are the spookiest.
Oh my God. And if you have a spooky time story, there's a link in the description. There's a link in our Instagram bio where you can submit your spooky time story. Anything spooky, paranormal, out of the ordinary, finding something strange in a wall. Oh, my friend Michelle should write in. She saw like shadow people growing up. It was like a whole thing.
Oh, I want to hear about that. Yeah, anything strange and unusual. Doesn't have to be a ghost story. Doesn't have to be your own personal story. I shared one from my hometown a couple episodes back. That was just like my hometown's famous ghost story. So just share what your favorite spooky story is. We can't wait to share it with everyone else.
Oh my gosh. I'm just thinking about how spooky it would be to like hear a little girl laughing.
And you're like a kid in your bedroom and you're like, who's that kid out there laughing? It's
At
not
2
me.
in the morning. Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm just thinking about like right now, if I heard someone like a kid laughing in my driveway in the middle of the night, I would throw up. I don't know if I would throw up, but I would be very scared.
Yeah.
Boo, what do you think? She says, I wouldn't be scared. I'm a huntress. And finally, we have a quick little Psychic Babes hotline.
Psychic Babes hotline.
Ms. Sierra wrote in and she said, what do I need to focus on right now?
Oh, all right. Let's tap in. You guys, anytime you want us to do a complimentary reading for you, you can submit to Psychic Babes hotline. The link's in our description and in our Instagram bio.
Okay, I'm seeing a few things right off the bat that are pointing me towards like playfulness almost. I'm seeing a cat, and I was also seeing like a ball, and I don't know if it's the cat's ball to play with or like you. I know you and your fiance like go out and do a lot of activities and do a lot of fun stuff. I'm feeling like I was seeing these two things and feeling like a lot of playfulness, and like the focus is to almost let go of some of the stuff you like. I'm sure you're starting to plan a wedding, and that can be stressful, and you have an amazing career, and you know, maybe looking as soon to be newlyweds, like a new home and stuff. And I think what came through for me was a emphasis on like that playful part of your life and prioritizing that, with especially if you're navigating like 2 busy schedules, and it doesn't always have to be going out and finding like lots of stuff to do, that the playfulness can be, that same amount of playfulness and fun can be found at home.
I agree with all of that. And the first thing I saw was like a little baby sprout coming through the dirt. And I sort of see there's like the busyness of life, sort of what Sadie just said. There's like the busyness of life, and there's the career this, and the financial this, and the planning of this. And I'm just seeing, as all this is sort of spinning around, there's like this beautiful little sprout coming up. And the word I'm hearing is growth. So it's like, this is a really beautiful time to sort of take a pause and feel yourself growing and look at how far you've come and how much you've grown. I think the growth has to do with present and looking back, because I'm feeling like you're always looking to keep growing, to keep climbing, and I'm the same way. I get it. But I'm feeling like, take a moment to like feel yourself, like, oh wow, your computer's like on fire.
It keeps doing that.
I'm just feeling like, take a moment to sort of feel that slow growing, and just how you are like sort of on your way, but to just, like enjoy the process, which totally connects to like be more playful. And so yeah, it's almost like this is happening in the background, whether you're gonna whether you notice it or not. So it's like, feel yourself and feel how far you've come, and
the seed's already been planted and it's growing.
Yes. I love that.
Everything's lined up for you, so you can kind of like take a step back and like kind of enjoy that it's almost on like
autopilot.
Yeah.
Even if you can't, you're not seeing it right now because you're focused on these other things. But it's happening, and it's moving, and it feels like a seed that you planted semi recently, because it looked like a little baby sprout to me. But that it's going to be strong, and it's going to be good, and just like be proud of yourself. I don't know if that was too metaphorical or too vague, but I think those were some good messages.
I think so. I feel like I was seeing a cat, and I think you have a cat or cats. And
I think she has cats.
And I was just hearing this like, play at home.
Aww. Well, we certainly love playing at home with your kitties.
Yes, I'm always home with my kitties. They're just not always home with me.
Oh, drama.
Somebody's salty that her cats don't come home at night.
Oh, the drama.
They're just so cute. It's hard to be without them.
I know. They're lovely.
Oh. Mr. Cats.
So if you are attending the Magic Fashion Expo in Las Vegas, we will see you there. If not, we will not see you there. But
you can submit to Psychic Babes hotline. You can submit to Spooky Time at the links in the show notes, or on our Instagram at Goddess Hangs. Make sure that you leave a review on Apple Podcast. Even if that's not where you listen, go to Apple Podcast if you are able to. Leave a review before you click submit, screenshot it, and email it to us. We're going to send you a really amazing goddess meditation as a thank you. And make sure you're subscribed on all your favorite platforms to listen and view Goddess Hangs.
Oh, and we have another gift for you. So every Monday, starting either this week, next week, in the next couple weeks, we're going to start sending out a weekly love letter. So you're going to get some weekly goddess, like intuitive oracle guidance from us straight to your inbox. You're going to get a little weekly Goddess Hangs challenge, so we can interact throughout the week with you guys, and any other magic we decide to sprinkle in there.
We'll let you know what the podcast that week is about. We'll let you know any updates that maybe, a lot of times after we like record, we're like, I forgot to tell them this new thing. So you'll get all the inside scoop on what's really going on with us. I'm most excited about the Goddess Hangs challenge. Like, we're gonna create like a little journaling prompt or a little spell to send out to you guys every week. And then we're hoping that you go on your Instagram stories and take a picture and tag us so we can see. And it'll be like our like little goddess coven working magic together. It's going to be so fun. So yeah, there'll be a link also in the show notes, or you can go to our Instagram bio and sign up for our email list to get that weekly email love letter.
And when you sign up, you get a different gift.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. You get a major one. Holy shit. I'm like, should I really be giving this as a free gift? But I love you guys. So the famous money spell that we haven't even been able to tell you everything it's brought us, but some major, excuse my French, fucking shit is happening. And when you sign up for our email list, you get the money spell as your free gift. So I'm going to send you the directions for free on how to work this money spell, which is absolutely insane. But I'm doing it because I'm crazy.
You're crazy.
So you also get a free little gift when you first subscribe for the mailing list, because we just want to make sure that we're all hanging out and in touch, and we're so excited to get to do that with you.
So we are so excited to send you your money spell and your goddess meditation. Super easy. You can do it today. You'll get it. Excuse me, I burped. You'll get it back from us really quickly. And we're just so excited for this podcast to grow. Thank you for your amazing comments. Thank you for your amazing DMs. We love you so much.
Follow us at Goddess Hangs, at I am Sadie Olson.
I'm at Juliet.Piper.
Like, share, subscribe, review. We'll see you next time. Bye.